Alright, on this episode of Break It Garage, we're in the basement working on another pedal bike. We got a DYNO Comp, and we're not going to paint anything. We're going to leave it all rat rotted out. Using what I got, found one brake lever, so I got to find another one. That one's chewy, so it blends in. Guess I'm going to go with the white mags. Don't know yet. Got some cool tires if they fit. Some original pretzel bars I painted back in the 90s. And you know, just some cool parts. I think the fork and the bars come off of a 87 Detour. The frame is bent in the back. And this one's a I think it's an 89 or so comp. I'd have to look. You guys want to go with the straight seat post. Hopefully got some tubes, got gyro. I don't know what else I got. Mainly everything you see. Oh, I got the black cheese grater. And I got this one from my cousin about 5 years ago. No idea where he got it, but I don't know, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. This is about as bright as it gets in here. So, yeah, because it's a basement. Just dig in and grease the wheel bearings and clean the headset bearings and grease them, and same with that. Gotta find cables. It's hard to tell what I'll put together. I found this seat clamp it's a really cool one, but it was on one of my bikes and I boogered it up because the bolt snapped, and I used what I had and it chewed into it, so just use it, I guess, unless I find something else neat. Not sure if we're going to leave the pegs on it yet. I don't know. We'll see. See as we go. So, just blow this thing apart and grease the wheels. Alright, got the bearings out. Cleaned this side up. The best they're going to get. This side's soaking. And I don't think they've ever been out. Because, just the way they look in there. But, yeah, just clean them up real gooder and slap some grease in them and throw it back in, because that's all I got. Probably could it probably needs new stuff, but, you know, I use what I got. This is what I got. Use stuff that's already in there. I don't think they've been out since the 80s. Not sure what year these wheels were made, but probably the 80s. So I'm going to clean these bearings up and throw them back in. See what happens, see how good it spins. It's probably not going to spin quite awesome, but it's good enough for where we're going. This back wheel's got some like petrified grease in it. Yep. So I'm using some brake, well, I thought it was brake cleaner, but it's like engine degreaser on it. It's actually working really well. So I'll just keep using it. Right? Yeah, this is going to take a minute again. Front wheel's done, it's all greased up. Seems like it's smooth. Find out when you get on the bike, it might do some crackling noises. I don't know. I'm just using what I got, like I always say. And these wheels, I'm pretty sure they've never been apart. They still have all the washers in them and everything. Makes it nice. And somebody took white mags and spray painted them white. So most of that paint's falling off, so kind of blends in with the rest of the bike. Alright. Alright, both the wheels are done. I'm going to clean the headset bearings, which the bottom one, it's not meant for this, but it's going to have to fit. And top one looks fine. I'll grease them up. Put that fork on. But I had it together on something else. Oh, that bike. The 87 DYNO Detour. 87 was the only year they made that style frame, I think, because it is open right here. And the 86 and back didn't have this bottom plate, they had the top plate only. I think after 88 and up, they kind of look like that. I guess, I don't know. It has been a minute since I fooled with a lot of this stuff, so I don't know, could be wrong. I'm going to use the headset bearings that's in there, and I noticed it's got a, I guess it's like a gyro 2 on it or something. So I got to find those cables, because they're going to be a little different. They don't have the, it's going to fit down to this little hole, because the older ones had a little slot there you can put them in. Hopefully I got to set it down. And I got to dig up a brake lever and clean them nasty bearings, which they are pretty horrendous. So let's go clean more grease. Alright, let's clean these bearings up with some scootages everywhere. Earthquake. But this grease is probably from, I don't know, the 90s at least. It's probably the last time I fooled with this bike. There's a lot of grease in there. I thought these forks would be stamped, but I don't see anything. They're definitely the older dyno forks, so we'll use some of this. Just a tickle over there, some of the bearings. Wipe that off. And let's use a cleaner rag. Nice and shiny. It's probably just car grease. And these bearings probably weren't meant for this. They don't look right for the bike, but they must have worked if they were. Well, there's a little bit of rust in there, but it'll be fine. Now there's rust when all that grease. Oh, and use one of your old socks. Get it washed. That way it's a little cleaner. Most of these got, got holes. Just use them for rags. But yeah, it's a little rusty, but I don't think it'll work. Then this one. A lot of this probably should be replaced, but I don't have a bike shop anywhere close, and no one even close fools with this type of stuff, older bikes. So I have to go on the interwebs, order stuff, and just want to use what I got. That one's good. And top bearing. Let's kind of spray that one down. Just a little. Use the gucked up rag first. Sock rag. And this one is, oh yeah, this one not super awesome. Not happy. Let that eat. Roll around on your table. Oh yeah. Num num. About as good as news is going to get. It's not super happy because it wants to flex on me a lot. There's still a lot of stuff in there. But I don't know. I'll put that in something and leave it soak for a minute. Well, for now we're going to clean it up for whatever is in that bottle, which is not what it actually says. Make it look shiny. Probably not. Sprays real well. Let's get some of the gunk off of it. I'm going to take the rest of the paint that's on it off. It looks like red and all that, and then somebody spray painted it black right over top of everything. The good thing is it don't really get sanded underneath, but there is some heavy rust right there, and that is heavy grease. This thing needs to soak for a while. There it went. And we're going with a Pitbull 2. That's what I got. I don't know. That there's probably some grease. Oh yeah, that's definitely grease there. Some of it's actually rust. I wonder if, no, I better not take a Brillo pad to it. That'll really char it up. I'll just wipe it off. It don't look super awesome, just maybe a little gooder. I know it'll work. How about some of this engine degreaser? Oh yeah. Maybe that'll get some of that heavy grease off of it. Gotta find a chain. Like rob it off something else I got. I don't know. That's actually rusted in there. That's a bummer. I guess it'll blend in with the bike. All this grease and there's still rust on this thing. Crazy. And then we're going to go with a one-piece crank for now. It'd be cool to do a three-piece, but I don't need all that right now. I don't have one for it. So, one piece it is. And then it'd be cool to have a laid back seat post. I'll try this one. If not, might have to cobble one of them up out of thin air. I don't know how close that'll put me to the handlebars. Oh yeah, I took the grease right off. And up in there. Have to take it out of this clamp eventually and clean under that. Definitely better. Now you can see rust spots. I have an awesome color combination. I think this was supposed to look like lime green. It didn't turn out like that back in the day. That bike is now, well, the frame is now hanging in the garage. Cool the way, be cool to find a way to bend it back, but not for now. Yeah, boy. Alright. On the forks on there, these bearings need replaced. They're got it just a tickle loose and it's tight right there. That one was pretty rough looking. Alright. Guess we'll work on the crank and sprocket next. I already got these cleaned out. And those bearings need freaking soaked forever. They got all kinds of stuff on them. I still can't see the ear because of all the paint. And it's down here where your wheel bolts on, and it's all chewed up. Oh, I found the rest of the gyro, so that's cool. Alright, got the crank all cleaned up, and it was very greasy. And for some reason, it was a black cheese grater GT sprocket, and somebody spray painted it black. I know you're watching. You're right there. Why? But it goes with the rest of the bike, you know, it blends in with other stuff. So, that is as clean as that's going to get. And that was chrome, that was painted. And the eyeball meter says it looks good. Then, the bearings were severe next level packed. Severely packed with a lot of grease. So, engine degreaser, brake clean, compressed air, hot water, and like palm olive. And they're finally clean. So, they're ready to install. All that looks good in there. So, it's going to pack it full of grease and throw it on. And I brought a parts bike up, but I think the chain's going to be too short for what I need. It's got grips, but it's a Schwinn bike, so I'm not going to put Schwinn grips on this. I'll find something. Alright, I got the chain on. So I took the master link out, and of course I broke it. You know, I break stuff. So I took it clear out, took another link out, and just put them together. So now there's no master link in it. But I got that chain off of a parts bike, which looks better than this one. It'll be alright. Then changed up my seat post. I found a laid back one. Then I had to change up the stem because it's already put away. The bolt, this thing was stripped out, so I had this in stock. So used it. I got some ratty old GT grips and chewed on. Then we'll go with triple traps, Odyssey. Mix match brake levers, that's all I could find. Found gyro cables, and here's the seat I'm going to go with. It's new, brand new, nice and squishy. I was going to use like just an older seat, but that'll be more comfy. Got some new tubes, well new, they've been 5 years old, but still in the bag. And that's where I'm at. All the bearings are greased, all that's tight. Found a freewheel, cleaned it up, threw it on the seat bracket. And now I guess I'm going to move on. Maybe just throw some brake levers on it. But it's coming along. So the word of the show is going to be chromoly. Chromoly. So then gotta find the front cables. I need to shove that down through before I put the brake caliper in. It makes it a little good or easier to get all that together. And I think that's going to be about it. Oh, I got some groovy tires to show you when I get there. I was going to go with, well, they're white walls, but changed my mind. You'll like them. Alright, levers are on, cables are just there. This one is total junk. I don't have another one, so it's going to have to work. And here is the tires. Brand new from GT. Well, they're new, but looks like they were made in 2017, but don't know if they're going to clear because they're kind of big, but they'll ride nice if they fit. Then I got some tubes. So we're going to try this to see if all this works. But I got all that down. Just got to get the wheels in it, then I can do the brakes. So yeah, check them out. Look, I'm going to rip the little sticker off of them. It kind of goes with the bike. It's kind of like almost the same colors, you know. It's got there's yellow, red, and black in there. And pizza. It's all better with pizza. Alright, couldn't wait. There's what it looks like. Pretty neat. Now you gotta leave a little bit of air in them, not much, for them to swell out and get molded kind of to the wheel. Leave that sit overnight like that, and back deflate them and squish them back out where they need to be, because you got some sucked in and some of it's out over here. But tried this before, let it sit like that overnight and then deflate them, air them back up, and it worked really good. So try that. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Tires look like they're going to clear. I was going to shorten the chain up some, but if I think I do, I'm not going to have much room in there for the brakes. So I'm going to leave it. And these need grease real bad inside, so I want to find a way to get this apart. And hopefully this front cable was long enough. Had a whole box full of cables saved. Used that. But we'll see. And like I said, this one up here is junk. I'm going to have to see if I can find something. But looks pretty cool. Alright, guess I'll see you tomorrow after once these set up. Get them aired back up, and brakes and seat grips. Cool. Alright peeps, it is done for now. Want to change the pedals eventually, so I gotta figure out why the other ones are all boogered up. But got the cables all tight, so the front brake works. The back brake needs a little bit of help. One of the cables is sticking. Seats all bolted down. Doing seat stuff. And yeah, it don't ride too bad. Just something to do while I'm waiting on parts for like everything, because everything's kind of down and just waiting on mail or wherever it comes from. So I thought I'd throw in a little bike build. I wanted to get this one done before summer. So if not, it'd sit on the stand till next winter. But yeah, I used as many used parts as I had, which is about everything but tires and seat. Because I think, let's see, the frame came from my cousin. The back brake was on it. The cheese grater was on it. Chain came off of a parts Schwinn bike. I think it was a 96 or 7 Schwinn Predator or something. The pegs I don't remember. Found them in my parts pile. The gyro was on the bike, and I'm pretty sure these are the cables off this bike. Then the green stuff is off of a frame. It's actually up there, right there. It's actually bent, so I decided to throw all of that stuff on here. It's got the early dyno fork, and the mags came on some stuff I bought I think 3 years ago. But big thing I want to change, I do want to change the pedals. I want to use them triple traps. I need to take them apart if I can get them apart. They're pretty rough. Then this might have been on the bike, that brake lever, I don't know. And this one was just laying in my parts pile. The grips came off of another handlebar set I had in my parts pile. But yeah, just look at it. Oh, nom 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 nom. Look at them tars. Pizza, pizza. Oh, and I found these, the bar ends in the parts pile. Don't remember what they're off of. Yep. Really wanted to run that dyno stem I had up there, but it's missing a piece. It's stripped out, so that one works fine. I think that's about what it may have been on this bike. I'd have to go back and do some research on that, but I'm pretty sure this is an 89. But I do have that's a pit bull too. I have one of the original pit bulls, but I'm missing a piece off of it. I think it's white. Seat post, don't remember. Seat clamp. Seat clamp might have been, no, that bike still has it. I probably took it off of that one. That's going to be a donor bike for some parts probably, because that frame is pretty boogered up. It's not bent, it's just got some super deep gashes in the frame in the back where it's, I mean, you can make it look good if you want to put putty on it. But nah, yeah, look at all the eye candy. There's a lot of them in here. I've lost count. I don't know, it's pushing 30. But that's it for this episode. So, still waiting on stuff for Chevelle, and we gotta get headers. Update on this. We need headers. Just buy them. We do test fit on the engine, and just go from there. So yeah, one of the one. Let's just end it here and see what shows up first. So that's probably gonna be the last bike build, possibly for a while, maybe. Let's end up waiting on parts again. I think there's maybe one more bike up there. I got enough to do. Parts on it. That's that chrome one was on my bench there. 90. I think it's stamped 92, but I think it's a 93 dyno air. I think I have all that stuff. I don't know. I gotta dig back through everything. But if I do one, it may be that one. I'm pretty sure that's the new one. I have enough parts to probably do. The rest of them I know I need a bunch. So, there it is. Nom nom nom. Catch you next time.